Alright, so we're just gonna cut that to prime finder number and copy paste. This is basically how it comes. So I can call that function. What's cracking, everyone? My name is Eric, and I hope you like that little intro. I just tried to mix it up a bit, but yeah. Today we are looking at functions part 2. Last time we talked about what functions are, how we use them, and how we actually put them into place and make them work. And we also covered parameters. So in this video, this video I promise is going to be part 2. We're just going to round it up all about functions. And yeah, we are going to talk about returning. So first of all, let's take the challenge from last video. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. As you saw from the intro, I just took this and I took pretty much everything else, except now I don't need the local number variable because that variable comes from the parameter, which, yeah, I declare here. So I say prime finder, which is the name of the function, set 13 as my number, and that should give us the number as a prime number. So, although I'm not going to test that out, you can test the script here if you want to. So I'll just give you a few seconds to copy it. There, you done yet? Let's go. Alright, so as I said, today's going to be about returning. So, returning functions, returning something from a function is like getting a result from a function. So, previously we've said that when you call functions, it's a way to like give functions a value, and then they treat those values in a certain way, and then you can change those values from every time between every time you call your function. Now maybe you wanted to treat it in a certain way, and based on what happens after it's treated the values that you've given it, it returns a result. Maybe you want to give it, let's say you want to give it two numbers that you need to multiply together, like two big numbers. So obviously, actually, let's do that. So I'm going to make a function called multiply. Yeah, function multiply num1 and num2. So we just say local results equals num1 multiplied by num2. Now this is brilliant. Let's say that we call it. So I want to multiply two numbers. I want to multiply, let's do 133 and 417. The point is those are very big. So I'm going to call the function, and I obviously want to know what these numbers multiplied are. Now, of course, this is good. I can set it to print it, but that's not the way we want to do it. Maybe I want to use it later on in the script, so that's what we have returning for right now. Because at the moment, it just it takes my values and then it multiplies them together like I asked it to, and then it just stops. Like it's like, okay, now I've got the number. Now what do I do? So obviously we want it to go back to us again. So we give it some values, it treats it in that way, and then it gives us back the final result. So let's look at how we get that final result. Now, to actually get that final result, it's pretty simple. You simply say return, and then whatever you want to return. This could be a value like 17. This could be a variable, which we're going to do, which is going to be a result and stuff like that. Now it will return the result, and it's important that whenever you return something, that it's the last thing in the function. So if I say return here, I can't have anything past this. Return needs to be the last thing in a function. You can of course add more blank lines like this. You can always do that, but yeah, you can't add anything more functional besides the return. And that's pretty much it. So one more thing you need to do is when you call them, you don't just call them. Because remember, so it needs somewhere to save the value. So let's say I multiply these numbers. I'm gonna do once again 133 and 417. So it takes this, so it takes these numbers, it multiplies them together, and then it returns the result. The problem being that it doesn't know where to return the result, so it's ready to return the result, but it has no idea where to actually save that return value. So once again, it goes to waste. So what we need to do is actually you make a variable for the returned value. So let's say local. Actually, no. Well, let's make it. I want to not have conflicting variable names. So let's do local multiplied results. A bit of a long name, but sure. So then you make a variable like normal, and then instead of it being a normal value, just like I'm about to do here, like 17 or a string like that, the thing you need to do is that you need to call the function in that variable. So let's do multiply, and like that. So as you can see, it now calls this function, then returns the result. And then the result, as you can see, is returned here, which is saved to this variable. So this means that the result of the function is now saved to this variable called multiplied result. And we can actually see that if we say print and then multiplied result. So let's go ahead and test that out. So let's look at what happens. So first of all, it declares the function. That's what happens first. It's pretty simple. It's asked to once again, it isn't doing anything yet. It's just declaring the function. Next up, you say local variable and then equals calling the function. So in this part, you call the function and this will equal to some number. So once again, this will probably not equal that, but this is what it's going to return. So some big number. This return value, which is like can be any number, is then saved to this variable. And then that variable is then finally used to print here. So let's run it finally. Like this. And then we just say play, and as always, I forgot to open the Object Console. But what we should see now is that it prints the result of 133 multiplied by 417. So I have seen that quite a lot of people seem to have it quite hard understanding, like how returning works. I honestly don't know really how to explain it better than this, but yeah. So if we open output, you can see that it gives us 55,461. Now I'm just gonna check that on my calculator. So I've got my phone right here. I'm gonna say 55,000. I'm gonna say 133 multiplied by 417, and that is equal to 55,461. Although you can't see that. So that's how returning works in a nutshell. So I apologize if this is hard to understand. I also had a bit of an issue like wrapping my head around it, but yeah, hopefully I'll if as always, if you have any questions, I'll really do my best to try to like answer them in the comments. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for today. Actually, it's quite a short video. I'm not gonna assign a challenge for this time because I do have one, but next video is going to be a bit different. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It's going to be pretty interesting. I've already got a plan recorded and I just need to edit it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll wrap it up for now. As always, ask for help in the comments if you need any, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.